Greetings, everyone, and welcome to this space where we will discover the fascinating universe of Sagittarius, exploring its biblical interpretation and the mystical meaning of your date of birth. As a special gift, by subscribing, you could receive personalized interpretations. You will only need to share your day and month of birth. Stay tuned, because during this presentation, I will leave a message especially for you. I suggest you follow the presentation from beginning to end. I will also share amazing revelations that will undoubtedly captivate you and allow you to better understand the unique characteristics of this zodiac sign. Let's start with the sacred fire and the heavenly archer and their connection to Christ. In the Gospel, Jesus Christ is presented as the light of the world, an eternal flame of truth and wisdom for his followers. This image represents a tireless search for truth, an adventurous spirit that lights the way to divine knowledge. This is where the relationship between Jesus and Sagittarius becomes fascinating, as the symbol of Sagittarius is precisely the archer, the one who aims his arrows higher, seeking to reach heavenly truths. Just as fire illuminates and purifies, the message of Christ brings light and truth. This analogy suggests that people born under the sign of Sagittarius have a special vocation to seek and share the truth, reflecting in their path the adventurous and exploratory spirit of Jesus. Sagittarians tend to have a life perspective oriented toward the expansion of knowledge and the search for supreme truth. This zodiac sign stands out for its adventurous spirit and its desire to explore new horizons that expand human consciousness. In a similar way to how Jesus traveled preaching the truth, those born under Sagittarius find in exploration and learning a form of personal fulfillment, feeling peace when they can discover and share new truths with others. The world. It is not just about exploring, but about seeking a deep connection with universal truth to raise consciousness and awaken in others a spirit of quest, being a true reflection of the Christian message. This adventurous and often philosophical mission is what makes Sagittarius a truly exceptional sign. In the same way that Jesus expanded the spiritual horizons of his time to open paths of truth and wisdom, Sagittarians are often explorers guided by a longing for freedom and knowledge that transcends the ordinary. The number 9 represents more than just a number in astrology and numerology. It is a portal to universal wisdom and spiritual expansion. Sagittarius, being the 9th sign of the zodiac, carries with it this special energy that drives one to expand horizons and seek ultimate truth. The number 9 symbolizes completeness, wisdom, and access to universal truths that often require both a physical and spiritual journey to be reached. For Sagittarians, this number suggests a natural inclination towards the exploration of knowledge and the ability to see beyond conventional boundaries. In some ways, Sagittarians are like spiritual adventurers, able to cross boundaries and discover meanings that others might miss. The image of the archer in Sagittarius is much more than just a hunter. It is a symbol of spiritual searching and exploration. In Christianity, the search for truth represents this same act of elevation and discovery, a spiritual journey that allows one to expand one's horizons to reach new truths. Just as the arrow flies freely into the sky, Sagittarius carries with it an adventurous and exploring spirit, a constant invitation to travel, learn, and, above all, grow. This characteristic not only makes them brave and adventurous people, but allows them to reach an understanding of the world and the world around them, and deep insight into the universe and a wisdom that few manage to conquer. Their constant search for horizons and truths is similar to an arrow that flies endlessly towards the heavenly heights, allowing them to always keep moving towards new discoveries. Every journey, whether physical or spiritual, becomes an opportunity to expand their understanding of the world and get closer to universal truths. This process of constant exploration and discovery reflects the restless and adventurous spirit that defines Sagittarians. In their role as celestial archers, Sagittarians not only seek their own truth, but inspire others to embark on their own journeys of discovery. They are like spiritual guides, helping those around them raise their gaze towards the heights and reminding us all of the importance of not remaining stuck in our comfort zone. The energy of Sagittarius invites us to explore beyond our known boundaries, to venture into uncharted territory, and to remember that, like the arrow that always finds its target, our lives can also be a constant journey toward truth and higher wisdom. As a sign ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion and wisdom, Sagittarius is known for its adventurous spirit and constant need to expand horizons and discover new truths. This drive to explore beyond established boundaries bears a deep similarity to the missionary journeys of the apostles, which describe the expansion of the divine message to new lands and peoples. This parallel between Sagittarius and apostolic journeys is revealing. Just as the apostles traveled to share divine truth, Sagittarius undertakes physical and spiritual journeys that expand our understanding of the universe, seeking higher, more universal wisdom. In astrological terms, Sagittarius is the explorer, the philosopher, the one who seeks the truth, beyond the borders that others fear to cross. Like the apostles who carried a message of hope to distant lands, Sagittarians see in every journey the possibility of discovering something deeper and more meaningful. For them, crossing borders and exploring new territories of knowledge is a necessary step towards reaching a higher understanding of existence. This sign is not afraid to venture into the unknown or question established truths because they know that sometimes in order to grow, you have to go beyond the familiar. The optimistic and expansive nature of Sagittarius reflects the unwavering faith of the early Christians. Their adventurous spirit does not simply seek the thrill of the journey, but the deep satisfaction of discovering universal truths that can elevate human consciousness. Sagittarians feel called to be explorers not only of the physical world, but also of the spiritual realm that surrounds them. With their intrepid spirit, they inspire others to step out of their comfort zone, explore new horizons, and believe in the possibility of reaching higher truths. In this way, Sagittarian energy drives us to embark on our own journey of discovery and motivates us to seek a deeper understanding of our existence and purpose in the universe. Sagittarians are eternal students of life, always seeking to expand their knowledge and understanding. Their nature leads them to be natural teachers, enthusiastically sharing the truths and wisdom they have discovered in their many journeys and explorations. This ability to teach and guide others resembles the role of the biblical prophets, who not only received divine truth, but shared it with all who were willing to listen. The arrow of Sagittarius always points toward the stars, symbolizing their constant search for higher truths and their desire to achieve spiritual enlightenment. This search is a sign of spiritual enlightenment, and it is a sign of spiritual enlightenment. Tirelessness makes them true spiritual pilgrims, always on the move, always learning, always growing. Their faith in the existence of a higher truth and their unwavering optimism keeps them constantly moving forward, inspiring others to follow their example. The Sagittarian fire, like the tongues of fire of Pentecost, has the power to light the way for others, to ignite the spark of knowledge and understanding in those around them. Their enthusiasm for life and faith in the infinite possibilities of the universe are contagious, uplifting the spirits of those fortunate enough to cross their path. Like celestial archers, Sagittarians have the unique ability to aim their arrows toward the highest truths, transforming every experience into an opportunity for growth and expansion. Their journey is a constant search for wisdom, an endless exploration of the mysteries of the universe, always guided by their inner compass toward new horizons of understanding and knowledge. In essence, Sagittarius reminds us that life is a continuous journey of discovery and growth, and that each step we take in search of truth brings us closer to our divine nature. Like arrows shooting skyward, they inspire us to raise our sights and aspirations, reminding us that there is always more to discover, more to learn, and more to understand in this vast universe we inhabit. In this journey of constant discovery, Sagittarians resemble ancient prophets who sought divine truth in the heights of the mountains. Their restless spirit leads them to scale new peaks of knowledge, always certain that there is more to discover. This relentless search manifests itself in every aspect of their life, from their studies and travels to their personal relationships and spiritual development. Those born under the sign of Sagittarius possess a connection ion with the transforming fire of the Holy Spirit, like the tongues of fire that descended upon the apostles, granting them the ability to communicate universal truths. Sagittarians have the gift of transmitting wisdom in ways that all can understand. Their natural enthusiasm for knowledge acts as a flame that ignites curiosity in others, inspiring them to embark on their own journeys of discovery. In biblical tradition, fire has always been a symbol of purification and divine transformation. For Sagittarius, this inner fire manifests as a burning passion for truth and wisdom. It is a fire that does not consume, but illuminates. It does not destroy, but transforms. This sacred energy drives them to seek answers to the great questions of existence, turning every experience into an opportunity for learning and spiritual growth. The arrow of the Sagittarian archer is not only aimed at the physical sky, but at the highest celestial truths. Like mystics and saints who sought direct communion with the divine, Sagittarians have an innate ability to rise above worldly concerns and connect with higher realities. Their search for truth transcends the merely intellectual. It is a quest that involves the heart and the spirit. In their role as truth seekers, Sagittarians share many characteristics with the wise men of old. Like the wise men who followed the Star of Bethlehem, they are willing to undertake long journeys in search of divine truth. Their faith in the existence of a higher purpose guides them through uncharted territories, both physical and spiritual, always with the conviction that each step brings them closer to ultimate understanding. The expansive nature of Jupiter, ruling planet of Sagittarius, is reflected in their ability to see beyond apparent limitations. Much like Moses on Mount Sinai, Sagittarians seek to rise above the ordinary to receive higher revelations. Their natural optimism allows them to maintain faith even in the most challenging times, trusting that every obstacle is actually an opportunity for spiritual growth. The bow and arrow of Sagittarius also symbolize the connection between the earthly and the heavenly. The bow, firmly planted in the earth, represents their understanding of practical realities, while the arrow pointing toward the sky symbolizes their highest spiritual aspirations. This duality allows them to be both practical teachers and spiritual guides, able to translate heavenly truths into teachings understandable to all. In their search for truth, Sagittarians often experience moments of profound spiritual revelation, similar to those experienced by biblical prophets. These transformative experiences strengthen their faith and drive them to share their discoveries with others. Their ability to communicate profound truths in an accessible way makes them natural teachers and spiritual guides for those seeking to expand their understanding of the universe. The energy of Sagittarius reminds us that the spiritual journey is both individual and collective. Like the early Christian communities that shared their experiences and knowledge, Sagittarians create spaces for learning and growth where others can benefit from their wisdom. Their spiritual generosity manifests itself in their willingness to share all that they have learned on their journeys of discovery. The path of the Sagittarian is a constant reminder that the search for truth is an endless journey. Every answer found opens the door to new questions. Every summit reached reveals new horizons to explore. This infinite nature of knowledge does not discourage them. On the contrary, it excites and drives them to keep moving forward, always with the arrow pointing toward the stars. Ultimately, Sagittarius' spiritual mission is to remind us that we are all pilgrims on a journey of discovery and growth. Their example inspires us to keep the flame of spiritual curiosity alive, to not settle for superficial answers, and to always seek a deeper understanding of our existence and our purpose in the great divine plan. Sagittarians' unwavering faith in the existence of higher truths and their willingness to undertake long journeys in their search reminds us of Jesus' words, "Seek and you will find." Their example shows us that the path to wisdom requires courage, perseverance, and an unwavering faith in the goodness of the universe and in the existence of divine truths waiting to be discovered. This Sagittarian search for truth reflects the gospel promise that the truth will set you free. Those born under this sign deeply understand that true freedom comes from spiritual knowledge and wisdom. Like the disciples who left everything to follow Christ, Sagittarians are willing to abandon old beliefs and comfort zones in their search for a higher truth. The Sagittarian fire, similar to the burning bush that Moses encountered, burns constantly without consuming itself. This inner flame represents their unquenchable passion for knowledge and truth. It is a fire that purifies their intentions, lights their path, and gives them the courage to venture into uncharted territories of the Spirit. Like the pillar of fire that led the Israelites through the desert, this inner light guides Sagittarians on their spiritual journey. The expansive nature of Sagittarius is manifested in their ability to see beyond the conventional boundaries of thought and experience. Like Paul, who traveled extensively to spread the Christian message, Sagittarians feel a divine calling to explore new horizons and share their discoveries with others. Their mission is not just to accumulate knowledge for themselves, but to distribute the wisdom they find along their way. In their role as heavenly archers, Sagittarians act as bridges between the earthly and the divine. Their arrow, always pointing upwards, symbolizes their constant aspiration toward higher truths. Like John the Baptist, who prepared the way for a greater truth, Sagittarians often find themselves in the role of forerunners, opening new paths of spiritual understanding for others. The influence of Jupiter, the planet of expansion and abundance, endows Sagittarians with a natural generosity in sharing their knowledge. Like early Christians who shared everything they had, Sagittarians find joy in distributing the wealth of their wisdom. Their enthusiasm for learning is contagious, inspiring others to embark on their own journeys of spiritual discovery. In their search for truth, Sagittarians often experience moments of profound spiritual enlightenment, similar to Paul's experience on the road to Damascus. These life-changing revelations strengthen their faith and drive them to share their discoveries with greater fervor. Their ability to translate mystical experiences into practical teachings makes them exceptional teachers of the spiritual path. Sagittarius' characteristic optimism reflects a deep faith in the fundamental goodness of the universe. Like Job, who maintained his faith despite adversity, Sagittarians retain their hope and enthusiasm even in the most challenging times. Their confidence in the existence of a higher purpose gives them the strength to persevere in their search for truth. Sagittarius' philosophical nature leads them to contemplate the great questions of existence. Like the ancient prophets who, like those who wander in the desert, Sagittarians need moments of solitude to process their experiences and connect with divine wisdom. Unlike hermits, however, they feel a strong drive to share their revelations with the world. The arc of Sagittarius represents the necessary tension between spiritual seeking and practical living. Like Jesus, who taught profound truths through simple parables, Sagittarians have the gift of making higher truths accessible. Their ability to bridge the gap between the mystical and the mundane makes them valuable spiritual guides. The Sagittarian mission to expand horizons reflects the divine command to go into all the world. Their drive to explore and share knowledge is not simply a personal curiosity, but a sacred calling to raise collective consciousness. Like the apostles at Pentecost, they are gifted with the ability to communicate universal truths in ways that all can understand. Sagittarians are natural guardians of ancient wisdom, but also pioneers of new spiritual understandings. Like scribes who preserved sacred scriptures while seeking new interpretations, they combine a respect for tradition with an openness to new revelations. Their ability to integrate the old with the new makes them especially valuable guides in times of spiritual transformation. The Sagittarian journey is a constant search for the holy grail of spiritual knowledge. Like medieval knights seeking the sacred chalice, they are willing to face any challenge in their quest for ultimate truth. Their inspiring determination reminds us that the path to wisdom requires courage, perseverance, and unwavering faith. Ultimately, the life of the Sagittarian is a testament that the spiritual journey never ends. Every summit reached reveals new horizons to explore. Every truth discovered through opens the door to deeper mysteries. As eternal pilgrims on the path of wisdom, Sagittarians remind us that the search for truth is itself a form of communion with the divine.